Alright, welcome back to Resident Evil Zero. In this video, we are going to start exploring the Umbrella Training Facility, which is a very cool location. I quite like this a lot. The main hall has probably one of my favorite, just like ambient tracks in Resident Evil. So, as you can imagine, there's some zombies. There's zombies in this house. So we're just gonna want to do some inventory stuff here, making sure we're reloading in the menus and not quite in the gameplay. I think this is one of my favorite Resident Evil locations. I think it gets overlooked quite a bit. It's not as like vast as the Spencer Mansion, but I think it's designed well enough that there's a lot of memorable areas in this facility. And as I said, the game looks gorgeous. So this is just one of the best looking areas in Resident Evil. So our main objective right now is, as you can imagine, getting out of the training facility. We don't want to stay here. I guess this is really the like farewell to the classic series, I guess I would have to say. I don't think it was really intended to, but it just kind of ended up that way. You know, this game and the Resident Evil 1 remake really didn't sell very well when they were on GameCube anyway. And neither did Resident Evil 4, surprisingly. Which, you know, the most re-released game of all time didn't sell well originally. Over here we got a shotgun, which is great. Rebecca gets her own shotgun, which is very nice. It's good to have both characters with, you know, equal power, basically. But Capcom looked at the low sale numbers and were like, okay, we need to innovate the series, and then that's where, you know, that's where Resident Evil 4 came out of. Which I think is a good idea. I think Resident Evil 4 needed to happen. It always needed to happen. Because, really, how many more games can you do where you're stuck in a mansion and there's zombies? The one thing that's, I think, regrettable about it is that we have not yet gotten a new fixed camera angle game. I think that would be great. I would love to see a new game that has the fixed camera angles. This guy's getting a little too close. We're going to want to pop that head off, baby. I think when they were remaking Resident Evil 2, there was going to be an option, or it was just going to be how the game was going to look. There was going to be a fixed camera angle. You can actually see some footage of it, and it looked pretty cool. There's been some mods of Resident Evil 7 that put that game into a fixed camera, and I think that game works really well in a fixed camera angle. I would love if Capcom were to give, like, an option somewhere down the road for the games that they're making, if they want to keep making them in third person or first person. Give an option for a fixed camera angle mode. I guess technically the last time we saw a fixed camera angle was Resident Evil 5 Lost in Shadows. If you keep looking at the entrance door, you can unlock like a fixed camera angle, at least for a little bit. It doesn't last the whole game, but once again, you can pause and read this. I'm not gonna read it out loud. I do think one of my favorite things about this game is I think it's got really great notes. You know, the notes and the lore is always one of my favorite parts of a Resident Evil game, and this one has some great notes. A lot of them are from the same person, So you get kind of a good look into one specific character, which is good. So this is going to be kind of our short-term goal, I guess. Our long-term goal is get out of here. Short-term goal is figure out how to get into this console here. And over here, there's a reason that I didn't drop my ink ribbons yet, and that's because we got a whole bunch of them here. We're just going to combine with the ones we already got, and then we're going to drop them. Because this is going to be like a central hub of ours, at least for a little bit. So it's not a terrible idea to just leave these ink ribbons here. And we might as well pick up these shotgun shells. From here on out, I'm going to have to try and figure out who do I want to keep these. So from here on out, it's gonna be a real challenge trying to figure out, okay, who do I want to have the shotgun ammo? Because they both have shotguns, but who is more likely to use it or need it? See, this is why I always like to just take out these zombies. I guess it's a calculation. What do you want to waste less? Do you want to shoot these guys and waste a whole bunch of ammo doing it, or do you want to try and run by them and get grabbed and, you know, take damage? Which would you rather? Because at that point you're probably going to be wasting a lot of herbs. And I would personally rather just shoot them. So we are going to clear up just a space in our inventory right now. Because while we're here we can switch to Billy, who before picked up a little statue. And we can put it on the scale here. This is, I was talking about the console's a short-term goal. This is now our long-term goal. In order to get out of here, we need to balance these scales. So that is our very long-term goal.
I'll go.
You don't have to leave Billy here. I could have set him to idle, but just in case, I'm going to leave him behind. Just, he gets out of danger's way and he doesn't accidentally shoot something he's not supposed to. There's an item in... There's like a desk behind Rebecca. Just explore this room before you go grab the item, is my helpful little tip. Got that. I think there's something else in this room too. God, this game seriously looks gorgeous. So I was talking about how I was reading the book Itchy Tasty, which is an unofficial history of like the development of all the Resident Evil games. I did just read the Resident Evil 0 chapter. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff that I didn't know about already. So I was hoping to like read that and be like, oh boy howdy, now I've got some cool new stuff to talk about in Resident Evil 0. But not really. I guess the only thing of note that I didn't already know was, by the way, I'm just dropping something right now just so I can go back and pick up what I need. Because I forgot to, actually do anything. But Resident Evil 0 was made for the N64, so they were trying to do things that only the N64 could do. So, loading times, non-existent because it was a cartridge-based game, which is why there's no item boxes, and you just put everything on the ground, because the game could handle that. So once you pick that up, some crows are going to come in here and just leave. That's why I left Billy. You don't want him getting hurt accidentally, and you don't want him shooting the birds and wasting ammo.
Come on!
But that was also the big reason why there are two characters that you can switch to at any time, is because it was a cartridge-based game and there wouldn't be any loading times in between, you know, switching from Rebecca to Billy. And then once they made the deal with Nintendo to, I guess, partner up with them on the GameCube, they were just like, alright, let's just scrap this and start it again on the GameCube. But they kept the same gameplay mechanics. And yeah, on the GameCube, that's when you get that, like, when you see the characters switching, you get that heartbeat noise, the like boom boom, and the screen kind of goes fuzzy. That took a little bit longer on the GameCube, so the no loading time thing kind of screwed them, because on the GameCube there were loading times. So this map is actually really useful now, because you can see all the items that you've dropped, where they are, and exactly what the items are, which is a very, very nice item. But yeah, another thing that I forgot about, I definitely knew this at one point, I guess I forgot about it, but Shinji Mikami really hated Rebecca as a character, because he said he didn't like subservient women characters, like a character that isn't like a strong female protagonist, like Jill or someone like that. Which I get, I can understand that.
I'll go check over there.
But yeah, also, you know, not every single character needs to be, you know, the strongest female character. There are wimpy male characters in the series. Look at Brad. And Shinji Mikami also said he never wanted to make Resident Evil 0. But in my opinion, that's your exact time to make Rebecca into a better character. You know, if you're Shinji Mikami and you think Rebecca is a weak character, then making an entire game about her is your perfect opportunity to switch that around and make her a stronger character. So, we got these little guys in here. Just equip your shotgun, and they'll be good to go. 2 shots, all it takes. Right to the dome. Make sure you aim down. As soon as the camera changes, at least usually, I didn't let the camera change, but another guy's going to drop down. Usually once you get around that area. You probably don't have to aim down. There's just the classic Resident Evil games always have real wacky, like, hitboxes. Because you can be aiming directly up at the sky, and a zombie just needs to come near you, and you have a chance of blowing its head off. So, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. So this area we're going to want to just run through, which is why I unequipped Rebecca's gun. Whenever you want to really just run through an area, it's never a bad idea to just unequip whatever gun you're holding, because it makes you go faster. I guess it wouldn't be such a bad idea if you weren't, like, against probably getting hit, is to take a knife in that area, stand in one spot, and just start knifing the air, waiting for the crows to come and get you. But I'm not gonna do that. Sorry, I'm just gonna leave that area. I don't need to be there. So this door will allow Billy to meet up with us, so we might as well just unlock it, and then we're gonna switch to him. Now he's got to make his way all the way over here, which isn't really that big of a deal. I wish that there was a, like, Rebecca and Billy both have radios on them. I kind of wish that there was just some sort of an audio or something where Rebecca's like, okay, Billy, I'm over here. And then Billy's like, okay, Roger. Because there are some times in this game where you get separated, where Billy has to find Rebecca, or Rebecca has to find Billy, where you have to just assume that the characters are, like, mediums, and they just know exactly where to go. Like, they just divine the information that they need. Because there's no way Billy knows that he needs to go over here right now. I mean, I know it's a video game, but in the reality of the video game, it's pretty dang silly.
Let's regroup.
And there's
Roger.
Rebecca.
I'll check it out.
We're actually going to want to leave Rebecca here. Just another area where I don't really want the AI wasting ammo, and I also don't want Rebecca getting hurt. So in here we got more of these little guys. Just take them out. Oops. Billy's getting munched on a little bit. I don't know exactly what happened there. You can get very lucky and have that happen. That's what I was hoping to have happen, like, immediately. And just get rid of both of them by shooting them both. Now we're going to want to just bring Rebecca in here. Because she has an open slot and I need to pick up something in this room. I need actually quite a few things from this room, but we're also going to just start
Let's go.
leaving stuff. So we're going to give Rebecca my gun. We're going to drop this. We're also going to just drop that. Yeah, we got some wacky stuff going on here, guys. This is all just because they couldn't simply just put in an item box. It's one of the most just singularly frustrating things in any game. So we're gonna just get rid of that. We might as well. There's a key item in here. You can see it's the one over by the door there. It's another statue that we need, and this was frustrating. I could not get Billy to look at the thing that I wanted him to pick up. Insanity. So we got some shotgun shells. What we're going to want Billy to have in this section is his shotgun and the grenade launcher. Those are the two things that we definitely want to prioritize, which is why I don't mind that he's not, you know, he doesn't have his handgun right now. And I figure, you know what? It's here. I have an empty slot. I might as well pick up this herb. So, you know, replaying this, I will say I've gotten kind of very frustrated with the inventory system. I really do think that is this game's weakest point. It's such a good idea in theory. And I feel like the most recent Resident Evil games could benefit from that. Like, just let me drop this thing and pick it up again later. This game it doesn't work in because this game, like, the location is just too big, I think. And it's just very, very annoying to have to run all over the place. Because, like, now when we're solving puzzles and actually progressing in the game, we're going to have to remember to come back to this area for the microfilm that we dropped. I don't believe that this is one of those times where you can choose which character you want to stay behind. I think this one always has to be Rebecca. At least I've never seen it not be Rebecca. But you want it to be Rebecca because she has less health. You want to get her out of the way.
Rebecca.
I absolutely love this boss theme. It's just so funky. The way it just starts with it's great. So this is the Centurion. This is a fine boss, not really very dangerous. You want to make sure that you're hitting him while he is, like, actually... You want to hit his underside, basically. You don't want to hit the top of him because it's not going to do any damage. Or maybe it does do damage. It would probably just take way longer. This is why you want Billy to do this. Again, I don't even know if it's possible to not have Billy do this. I don't know if Rebecca can fight this boss. Yeah, I think you have to... I think you have to be Billy. I'm almost positive of that. Oh, this boss theme is really good. But yeah, it's not that bad. It's going to eat up a lot of your ammo. But that's about it.
Rebecca! Are you alright?
Yes, thank you.
While I was practicing this part of the game, I got hit a ton, and by the end of the fight, I was still in fine. So I don't know what happened here. I guess I got hit one too many times when I was actually recording this. You know, I mean, I haven't had terrible luck so far in this, but if I do, it would be karma for having such a good run-through of Haunting Ground. So right now, we are basically just going to start wrapping things up. We're going to want to remember everything that we have and where it is. In this room here, we have that statue, we have the microfilm, so we're going to want to keep that in mind. And right now, we're going to want to go back into the conference room, because like I said, that's kind of going to be our hub area for the next little bit. We could go downstairs and save, but I think it's just easier to stay up here, because most of what we want to do is on the second floor. So let's drop this herb, because we don't need it right now. And again, keep things kind of where you can see them. We don't want to hide it behind those banisters so that you can't see. Keep things where you can see them. And now we are just going to save and end things. So thank you very much for watching Resident Evil 0 Part 4, and I will see you in the next one.